Welcome to Kingdom Conversations, where faith meets community. Join us as we delve into current events that matter to you. Hear inspiring human interest stories that uplift and connect us. Enjoy insightful interviews with leaders and changemakers. Hosted by Pastor Collins Adays, your guide through Kingdom Conversations. Let's explore our kingdom together in every episode.
Never changing me. Jesus, he stepped in. Hey, he
I want to call your attention to a very familiar passage of Scripture found in Jeremiah chapter 29. And I had to apologize this morning for all of those names that was read. Thank you, Dr. Austin. You did it better than me, so since you did, I'm just going to read verse 11. Skip all those Bible names. Just verse 11. And you know this. If you don't know it, you need to put it in your memory. It'll help you along the way. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. I just want to talk about God's got a plan. And so I know you've already made a plan for the year. Scrap it. I know it was a good plan. I know it was well thought out. I know you put a lot of detail in it. Scrap it. God's got a better plan. And in reality, he has the only plan that'll work. Go back and, if you don't believe it, look in your desk drawer and pull out all your other plans. And you'll see that as well devised as they were, so often our plans have come to naught. God's got a plan, and it's the perfect plan for your life. When you look at the book of Jeremiah, and this word of hope comes to the children of Israel, but when you think about who it came from a God who never fails, never lies, who knows everything, and he's always working in our behalf. That's who it came from, but I want you to just walk with me for a moment and look at who it came through. And every now and then, that when God can't get you on the right path and to do the right thing, God doesn't send a preacher to you. Sometimes God don't send a deacon or a missionary member. He don't send another Christian to help you out and exalt you. Sometimes God will send the devil. You know, sometimes the Lord will send the enemy. He'll send Satan. Because I found out that the devil will say some stuff to you in a way that the Lord won't say. The devil will speak to you in a manner and do some things to you that a good Christian would never think of saying. Sometimes a good cussing out. Not by Christians now. can snap you back into reality. Paul the apostle said in 1 Corinthians 5:5, dealing with those who persistently disobeyed God in order to save their soul from death. Paul said, he said, hand them over to Satan for a season, to deliver them over to Satan for destruction of the flesh, that his spirit may be saved in the day of the Lord. Sometimes the Lord will just allow you to be in the hands of the devil for a little while, to humble you, to take you down a couple of notches, to strip some things away from you and put you in some confines and oppression, to get you to get on the right path. Here's a nation of God. They are swept away into captivity for 70 years. They are in trouble, in great despair. Their souls are vexed. They have been swept away from their own land and taken into a strange land and ruled by a strange people, and they're suffering the consequence of their disobedience, and their only hope is in God. And yet God seems to have forgotten about their plight. But God is in love with his people. His mercy, his covenant promise to his people sends them a word, a promise, and sends them a plan. And listen what he says, I know the thoughts that I think toward you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. I love what the Amplified version puts it this way. It says, when the 70 years are completed from Babylon, I will visit you. And I will keep my good promise to you, causing you to return to this place. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, thoughts and plans for welfare and prosperity, plans for peace and not for evil, to give you hope in a final outcome. My brothers and sisters, we are too preoccupied with where we are now. We are too preoccupied with our problems, our current storms, our current situations, and God, and we are always praying to God about deliver us from this now, deliver us from our pain, deliver us from our circumstances now. I want you to know that God is not that extremely concerned about your present condition. Now, I know that's hard to say, that you're going through it and you are in despair and you are oppressed and you are attacked and you feel that you need God to come and rescue you right away. But God is really not concerned about that present situation that you feel is so overwhelming, because God is not that concerned about that, especially not as you are. Because we don't ever want to go through anything or deal with any problems and different pains in our life. No oppositions. We don't want to deal with trials and tribulations and suffering and sorrow in our life. That's just human nature. We don't like to deal with things that are uncomfortable to us. God's not concerned as much as you are about that. Even though he tells us to cast our cares upon him, God is more concerned about the final outcome. He already knows the thing you think is going to kill you and destroy you, that God has already fixed that. You crying like tomorrow is never going to come. If you don't move now, I'm going to be utterly destroyed. And God has said, but I promised you, I'll take you through it. There's some things in life we've got to go through, and some things we've got to bear and deal with, and some burdens we've got to carry, some tears we've got to cry. They're not for your demise, your destruction. It is God shaping you and maturing you and strengthening you and building your faith and trust in God. God said that's part of the process of making you a more mature Christian. You know, sometimes you got to have some storms to appreciate the good days. You know, some of us get up, some of y'all have never been sick a day in your life. Keep living. And you've never appreciated, never think to even give God some praise that, God, I woke up this morning and I feel good. You think it's supposed to be that way all the time. Don't worry. God's going to cause you to appreciate good health. He's going to cause you to appreciate having some money in the bank that don't have anywhere to go the next day. There's some things that God allows you to remind you that this world is not your home, not to get so comfortable with the things in this world. We are just sojourners passing through. But look at the text. God is concerned about, not necessarily all the time about what you're dealing with now. He's concerned about the final outcome of what his expectations for you to be. God's got a plan. And the plan is perfect for your life. The only problem with the plan that God has from our perspective is we don't understand the plan. The plan, it really doesn't make sense to us at all. Why do we go through this? Why do I have to deal with that? Why am I always having problems like Charlie Brown? Why is everybody always picking on me? We don't even see the plan. We feel really we've got a better plan than God. And we can't even understand why a loving God will allow us to go through some of the things we go through. We look at our own life. We look at our trial. We look at our pain and our disappointment and our frustration with things. And we see our plans in our life going down the drain, in our dreams and hopes being dismissed. And we are fasting, we are praying, and we are anointing everything in the house with oil. And it's the very thing that God has already ordained for your life. You asking God to deliver you from a place that God has directed you to be. You want God to lift a burden that God has allowed to come into your life. He promised that every burden he'll help you bear. That every situation he'll sustain you in. And yet you want deliverance from the purpose and plan for God's life. I know if you ask me today what's God's plan for your life and how is what you're going through, this pain, this heartache, this trauma, your loss, how is that going to better you? I can't give you a definitive answer because the only one that really knows the mind of God is God. Sometimes I wonder what God has allowed me to go through. But I've learned over the years that in spite of everything, to trust him. But there's one thing I do know, and this is that God will keep his good promises. And all of his promises and good for us, God will do. I know there's some people in here can testify that God is a promise keeper. That God never fails. But watch the text. Secondly, in the text, we'll know this, that whatever twists and whatever detours and whatever roadblocks and hills and valleys in your life is going to return you to the place of promise. Now watch the text. He says, I'm concerned about the final outcome. And it doesn't matter what happens in your life that makes you have to take a different path. You might have planned to go this way, and you had to go around. You got off track. You got off purpose. You got off your vision, and you find yourself going down a place and a way that you had not planned to take. All I know is that it matters not where you get off the track. You're going to end up where God wants you to be. It's not about what you're going through now. It's not about your problems today. It's not about what happened yesterday. It's not about what happens even today or even tomorrow. It's about the final outcome. We got to go through some fire to be pure gold. It's not the midway experience that you're dealing with now. Those of you who have midlife crisis, don't worry about it. Thank God I'm past midlife. Don't worry about it, because it's not the present pain. It's not the present struggle. What is going to happen in the end? Matter of fact, the wise Solomon said, the end of a thing is better than the beginning. Listen when he says put your hope at, he says, put your hope in the final outcome. Now, here's why you put your hope in it, because you may be lonely now. You may be going through a heartbreaking experience. It may be mentally draining. But hope in the outcome. Because God has some plans. And there is, and so when he says hope in the outcome, it doesn't matter how messed up you are. This is hope for the drug addict, the prostitute, the backslider. It is hope for the reveler and the demon influence. It's hope for the gambler. It's hope for the defeated. It's hope for the lost. Because he says that where I am now is not where I'm going to finally end up. That there is hope for me, that the God who created me, if he created me, he can change me. I'm not even so much concerned about God changing my circumstances. God changed me in the circumstance. I don't even care whether you take away the storm. Just keep me in the storm. You don't even have to take away my enemies, but in the midst of the enemies, don't let my enemies win. At the final outcome, Lord, help me when the dust clears that I'm still standing. Well, there got to be one question. What's the final outcome? The final outcome is what God promised Israel. He said, Israel, I know I swept you away from the place of promise, took you into captivity, and you're there for 70 years. And you lost your culture, you lost family, you lost your wealth, and you're in a strange land, and you've hung your harps in the willows trees and saying, how can we sing the songs of Zion in a strange land? And God says, you're going to be there for 70 years. You're going to experience that. Because I need to teach you some stuff. I want you to appreciate me when you come back. I want you to know that even though that you're in a strange land under captivity, go ahead and build your houses. Go ahead and marry. Go ahead and work hard. Go ahead and do all of those things. But I got a time limit on your trouble. And he says, when the time is right, he said, I'm bringing you back to the promised land. I'm going to bring you back to a relationship with God. He said, when this comes, I'm going to bring you to the end and you shall be a success. He said, everywhere you go, he said, I'm going to bring you to a place that everywhere your feet shall trod, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you inheritance. I'm going to make you the head and not the tail. And I'm going to make you a lender and not a borrower. I'm going to multiply you and not diminish you. The final outcome, it does not yet appear what it shall be. Y'all just missed one good place to shout that it doesn't matter what you're dealing with now. I have not seen or ear have heard or entered in the heart of man those things I have in store for those that love me. All you got to do is hold on, keep the faith, keep trusting God, and God's going to turn it around. He can turn it. Did you hear what I said? He can turn it. He can fix it. He can make a way out of no way. He can bring you to the expected end, that at the end of the day, you got to give him praise and give him glory. Don't wait till you get to the final outcome. On your journey there, give God some praise that you're still alive, that you're still in your right mind, that God has kept you in the midst, that no matter what the devil tried to do, it didn't work. Oh, he fixed the plan. He fixed your ambushment, but it didn't work. God brought you, and God will take you all the way. Somebody give God some praise.
Hello, my name is Reverend Collins Day. He's the pastor of the Second Baptist Church in Atlantic City, New Jersey. If you're looking for a church home, a place to reconnect, a great place of fellowship, join us at Second Baptist Church here in Atlantic City, where everyone is welcome and the love of Christ is alive. Our Sunday worship services are 8 a.m., 11 a.m., And don't miss our evening 7 p.m. Hour of Power, a dynamic time of praise, worship, and encouragement. Midweek, refuel your spirit with corporate prayer. Wednesday at 11 a.m., Newsday service at 12 p.m., Bible study at 7 p.m. We're located 110 Reverend Dr. I.S. Cole Plaza, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Call us 609-348-3580 or email us at secondbaptistac@gmail.com. Please come. We're looking forward to having you. You'll never be the same. Find us if you like on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll see you at Second Baptist.
Welcome to another edition of Kingdom Conversations. We're really grateful to be with you again this evening. Let me first thank the dynamic duo for standing in my stead on last week. My wonderful daughter, Dr. Constance Days Chapman, and her husband, our faithful engineer, Dr. Chapman as well. And she did a wonderful job, and I hope that you were tremendously blessed by the program with our good friend, Christian Marino. And I know he brought some great information that all of us need to know. And let me also wish all of you a very happy and prosperous new year, that God will bless you richly and that God will direct your path through the year. We're really grateful today to have with us our good friend. I've been on his program many times. He's been on ours as well. Community leader, vice president of city council, president of NAACP for Atlantic City. A long time friend. Actually, he's my oldest friend in Atlantic City. My good friend, Kaleem Shabazz, Councilman Kaleem Shabazz. Welcome to Kingdom Connections.
Reverend Commissioner, thank you. I'm honored to be here, and I join you in wishing all of your viewers and listeners a very happy new year, hoping 2026 is peaceful, prosperous, and happy. And also join you in saluting Dr. Chapman and Mandy, who I've known since she was a little child, for all of their great work. They happen to be my constituents, and I am so proud to serve them and all the rest of the citizens and residents in the Third Ward.
You're on today because you have a lot coming up this month that we're really excited about. It's January. We have Martin Luther King Day celebration, so we want to talk about that today. What do we have this year coming up, that event? I know we got a march that we're planning, but talk about who the speaker is and why it's important that we still celebrate Martin Luther King.
Yes, it is very important, not just for the symbol of the great legacy of leadership that Dr. King had, a warrior for civil rights, social justice, and of course, a man of the gospel and a preacher par excellence, but some of the things that Dr. King fought for and died for and advocated for, we're still fighting for today. In fact, for the Saturday before Dr. King's holiday, right here in Atlantic City, the library is having a read-in. And the speech they sent me really impacted me. It was given in 1957 by Dr. King, and it's called Give Us the Ballot. And it was right after the Supreme Court decision on voting. And I was struck because in that speech, Dr. King is talking about voting rights and the suppression of African Americans, he used the term Negro during that time, being denied the right to vote. And here we are today, in 2026, in some places still with the same fight, people trying to suppress our vote, people trying to erect barriers for voting, and people trying to discourage us from voting. So it's very important that we continue the struggle for Dr. King, for civil rights, for social justice. But the NAACP is having a slew of events for Dr. King this year, and we encourage everyone who possibly can to come out. And again, let me thank you, Reverend Days, for your leadership. Last year, you had a humongous, that's not a grammatically correct term, but you had a humongous turnout with the faith community and the social groups that you work with to organize them to come out, and we're looking for that same kind of outpouring of support this year. The walk is going to be Monday, January 19th at 10:30. We're gathering in front of MLK School, weather permitting. The walk is going to go this year a different location. Normally we go to Civil Rights Garden, but this year, since the Lieutenant Governor Sheila why Oliver Plaza is completed. We're going to go from MLK School Complex to the plaza named after our great Lieutenant Governor Sheila Y. Oliver. And that's between the county building and City Hall. We'll have a brief ceremony, as we do every year, of wreath laying, and then from there we will go to St. James AME Church. St. James AME Church is on New York and Arctic Avenues, right on the corner. We invite everyone to come there for our annual program. The speaker this year, we are honored to have Dr. Yusef Salaam. Dr. Salaam has been recently re-elected to the 9th District City Council in New York City. Dr. Salaam is also a member of the Exonerated Five, five young men of color who were wrongfully accused and convicted of raping the Central Park jogger. History tells us that they were exonerated, that they were compensated financially by the city of New York, and even though the president refused to recognize that, President Trump, they are exonerated and they have gone on to have distinguished careers. Dr. Salaam will be our speaker, and we encourage everyone to come and hear him at 12 o'clock. After that, from 3 to 5, to cap off our day, we're going to have our annual NACP Radiothon, and the Radiothon is geared to raise funds for the operations of the Atlantic City branch of the NACP. I encourage all people to come. If they're able to make the walk, come with us on the walk. If not, meet us at St. James. St. James is going to open at 10 o'clock in the morning, where we will have free testing for diabetes, for prostate cancer, for high blood pressure, given by Atlantic Care under the leadership of Kristen Ragland, who is our health co-chair and the vice president in Atlantic Care for diversity, inclusion, and equity. So we encourage people to come and spend some time with us on Martin Luther King's Day.
You know, it's so good to have you, Kaleem. You're the only guest I ever have that doesn't need an interviewer. You know, you can take on the whole thing, and but you brought so many points out that some great events that we need to just unpack a little bit. And first of all, in terms of the march, and you know, we really had a really successful march. We marched every year,
Right.
and last year we had a record turnout of churches, of fraternities and sororities and community groups, and we're really grateful for that. We're looking for the same thing this year, and so that's a clarion call to everyone to come out and from various areas. They didn't just come from Atlantic City; they came from all over the county.
That's right.
And because we had synagogues to come out, and we had masjids as well to come out and be a part of it. So we're looking for everyone. But why is it important that we still march today? I mean, you know, in terms of, you know, we're looking at the things that have happened over the years, and marching as it relates to the civil rights movement has played a major role in bringing attention to the various plights. You talked about, you know, voter disenfranchisement, and it's still happening today in various ways. You know, you would think that in the 21st century, that would be a right that would be untouched, that would be hewn in stone. And yet every day, and we know every election, redistricting, it sometimes is a different name, but it's still there. And so we still have to fight, and I think it's important that we put our feet to the ground. So what's your opinion as it relates to, because you know, you're leading the whole effort as the president of NAACP, and the march has always been an integral part of that. And one of those parts that I think is very important, I always participated in.
Well, I'm glad you said that. And I forgot one thing. I wanted to say congratulations to you, Commissioner Days, on your successful election to county commissioner, taking the place of our dear departed brother, Commissioner Ernest Coursey, my good friend and colleague, and your good friend. We need to keep marching and advocating peacefully for change, because our history indicates that is a successful strategy and technique to bring about change. In fact, Dr. King, in the speech of the ballot, he talks about how the NAACP brought about change through demonstrations, peaceful demonstrations, and that was way back in the 50s. So unfortunately, we still have some of those same issues, and I would suggest that using the courts, which the NAACP and other organizations are doing, getting people elected to office who understand civil rights, social justice, and how to work with people, people like yourself and others who are elected, Mayor Small reelected, that's important. And we cannot forget that in America, peaceful, nonviolent, organized resistance brings about change. I'm glad to report that right here in New Jersey, we have made some progress in voting rights. We need to make more. We did pass a law that people who are on probation and have finished their probation can register to vote. People who finish their jail term can register to vote. That was something that hadn't happened before. We're still pushing. The civil rights community believes that we should have same-day registration. I happen to believe that too. But marching works, nonviolent, organized protest works, and that's one of the reasons that we need to do that right here in Atlantic City. And I'm with you. I hope that we double the number of participants that we have in the walk, because still here in New Jersey, although we made progress, and still here in Atlantic County we made progress, we need to make more. We need to push the envelope, and we do that by getting people involved. So the nonviolent, organized protest works. It's been effective. It's historically productive. And on January 19th, Monday, we encourage each and everyone that can to participate.
Now, let me just say a last word on the march. I think it's so important. It shouldn't just be you as an individual coming. Now, you as an individual should come, but it should be a family affair and friend affair. And one of the highlights since we've been doing it is my family. It started out as my wife and my children and my nephews and nieces. Now it's my grandchildren. We all march together. Right. The church family comes together and march in unity. And that great number that walks down the street, it doesn't matter the cold, we prepare for that. We prepare for the cold. It's in January. We don't know what it's going to be like. Right. But, that's what we're asking. Come out as a family. Begin training and teaching your children the importance of fighting for your civil liberties and rights. And I think it's important. It's great to see when you've got parents and children and walking hand in hand, carrying signs. It's important. So please come out. You'll hear more about it. It's important that we do it. We want to have a great number. We need you there. You just can't sit on the sidelines all the time. You got to get in and be a part. And we're going to leave there and go to.
Can I say one last word about the march?
Sure.
I would be remiss, Reverend, if I didn't salute and thank the City of Atlantic City for all of their support each and every year of the march. As you know, there's always a tremendous amount of police who help us with security and walk. The fire department always comes and supports. And the mayor, just talking to the mayor in your service, he's going to be there as he is every year. So I want to thank the City of Atlantic City.
City Council as well.
The City Council will be there. So I want to thank all the elected officials. We've had, as you said, county officials who came and state officials. So I want to thank everyone for their support in the past for this. We couldn't do this without the 100% support of the City of Atlantic City. And I join you. Please come out. I talked to my grandson. He's going to work on trying to get his fraternity members to come out and join us. So it is a family affair. It's something that we all need to join in. So I just wanted to make sure that I said that.
Let me say one last thing. Encourage your pastors to participate as well. It's important that the pastors are seen and visible and leading the front lines. You talked. We're going to the Sheila Oliver Memorial Garden, and which is beautiful, by the way. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. Very well done, very well designed, and it is in memory of a very, very special person who I knew very well and who's been a tremendous friend to Atlantic City. And matter of fact, she was very supportive of our homeless outreach, not just by word, but she put money to the wheels and made a very important impact. But she's been a great friend of Atlantic City. Can you tell us more about, for those that may not know, former Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver?
Reverend, I'm happy to say that I have known Sheila Oliver more than 35 years. She was instrumental in really encouraging me for public service. There was a group that still exists called the Black Issues Convention. BIC. That was started by Donald Tucker, who was a councilman in Newark, a good friend of mine. And over 35 years ago, I met Sheila Oliver. She was a county commissioner at that time. She started on the school board in East Orange. She went to county commissioner. Then she went to the assembly. Then she became the speaker of the assembly. And then, of course, she became lieutenant governor. A history maker at every stop in her career. She was the first woman of color to be elected statewide. She was the first woman and the first woman of color to be the speaker of the assembly in New Jersey state government. And as you said, Sheila was a tremendous advocate for the city of Atlantic City. She often told people, and she told us city council members, that she wanted to retire and live in Atlantic City. And I found out later talking to some of her relatives, in fact, Charles Oliver, who was a developer who was developing some houses in Atlantic City as we speak, he said that his aunt, Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver, told him the same thing, that she wanted to come to Atlantic City when she retired and live in the city. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but we still feel her impact today. Every time I walk through those gates in City Hall, and I see her historical marker there, I think about her. And as you said, the plaza is very tastefully done, very well done. And if people haven't seen it, I encourage them to come and join us on January 19th, and they will see a very, very tasteful, respectable, updated plaza that really speaks to the kind of person Sheila Oliver was. She was a intelligent, focused, observant public servant. She was one of our speakers at the Atlantic City Branch NAACP for our Martin Luther King Day during COVID, when we were confined to Zoom. She was our Zoom speaker, and she was eloquent and articulate even on Zoom. So we remember Sheila Oliver. We love Sheila Oliver. We lift her up, and I think it's very appropriate that this year that the Martin Luther King Day observation is going to be at the Lieutenant Governor Sheila Y. Oliver Plaza in Atlantic City. As we said, for those who might not know, the plaza is between City Hall and the Atlantic County building, and you will be impressed by the work that has been done. Again, hats off to the mayor, whose administration spearheaded that development.
Tell us a little bit about please tell us a little bit about the program for MLK Day.
Okay. MLK Day, I'm glad you said that. In the plaza, we're going to have a brief program. Normally we have a couple speakers because it's cold outside, and we have a memorial wreath. The wreath symbolizes Martin Luther King and the other civil rights leaders and advocates and warriors whose name has been lost to history, but who still participated in that great movement. So we have, normally, as I said, the wreath is at the Civil Rights Garden, but this year we're going to put the wreath in the plaza and leave it there after some brief remarks, and then we're going to go to the church. Always at the, what we've started a new tradition for our invocation. We have a three-pronged invocation. We have a member of the Jewish faith, a member of the Christian faith, and a member of the Islamic faith. And the reason that we do that is because we try to show the breadth of our community and people who are involved in civil rights and social justice. And part of it also is a tribute to our good friend, Rabbi Aaron Krause, who is now 96 years young. He's not able to physically come to the Martin Luther King programs, but for over 45 years, he made every Martin Luther King walk and program that we had. And so we always have a tribute to him. A couple years ago, when he was still able, we gave him a plaque to signify that. So we're going to have some
But please
songs.
be note that Rabbi Krause is still, I understand, he's still delivering messages.
He is,
So even at 96, he's still active in his synagogue. And, we had the privilege, you and I have been with just a couple of years ago. And even in Frailty came out and was a part of some event we did. I can't remember what the event was, but it's so memorable to me in terms of just being in his presence. A great friend to our community, and still active.
Absolutely.
So every Saturday he still, on Sabbath he still gives the message, and we're really grateful for him. So what about at St. James? Also,
St. James,
the speaker is.
The speaker is Dr. Yusef Salam. But before I get to that, Reverend, let me just say, for those of you who haven't heard, our singing our singing element in the service is going to be the Second Baptist Men's Choir. And if you have not heard these gentlemen sing, you're in for a treat. I can't sing, but I appreciate singing. And they are going to be bringing some selections to us on the program. And I just encourage you to come out and hear them before Dr. Salam speaks. Dr. Salam will be our, as I said, our keynote speaker.
And what time is that actually going to start? It's going to start at 12 o'clock.
We start 12 o'clock promptly because we know people have other things to do. We appreciate people's time, and we're going to start 12 o'clock promptly at St. James with the program.
Now, I just want to deal, since, you and I always talk about current events and things that are happening. We know recently the United States invaded Venezuela and took captive the president and the first lady of Venezuela and whisked them back here to the United States with various federal charges, drug trafficking, guns laws. What do you think about the United States invading a sovereign country and and kidnapping? Well, I can't say kidnapping. Arresting. I could say kidnapping, but arresting, a president of a sovereign nation.
Well, there's a lot of layers to that question, Reverend. First of all, I think that there's probably dubious legal justification for the action of our country. And I hate to say that as an American and as an elected official. I don't think our country has very solid legal basis to take an action like that against a sovereign leader in another country. I think we probably can all agree that Maduro is probably a bad guy for the kind of things he's done and the way he's repressed his people. But I think that's in stark comparison to the fact that our president released another person who allegedly and was convicted, not allegedly, imported over 200 tons of drugs and cocaine into our country. So on one hand, he pardons a person who was a convicted, imprisoned drug importer, and then on the other hand, he goes into a sovereign country.
Importer and exporter.
And exporter. Yeah. But he pardoned him. So I think that that brings into question why he meaning President Trump, has really done this. Some people say he's done this to line the pockets of the oil companies who gave him hundreds of millions of dollars in his campaign, and he talked about sending the oil companies into Venezuela to do whatever. I think that's very dubious. Some people said he is doing this to try to pump up his approval ratings, which are plummeting. Some people said that he has even done this to take people's mind off the Epstein files, which continues to dog him. I don't know the answers, but I would say that I don't think it's a good look for our country, and it is our country, and our president, and even if we don't support his policies and didn't vote for him like me and many others, he's still our president. It's not a good look for our country to invade a sovereign country and I'll join you in your words, kidnap a president and his wife and bring them to the United States. Not a good look, and it sets a bad precedent. I think it disturbs our South American neighbors, and it's really something that I think should not have been done.
You know, it's very interesting. I heard the president say this morning or maybe yesterday that the Venezuelan oil supply has, is underutilized. They are not, producing the amount of oil that they could have, but which he must have forgot about, that he put an embargo on the oil and stopped the oil from going out. So and they had to sneak the oil out. So in terms of, it is so many contradictions as relates to that it's all about as you said, as many people say. I think it's all about the oil. You're right. It's all about deflection. And it gives rise to what keeps Russia now from going into Ukraine and deposing the president of Ukraine.
What keeps China from going into Taiwan?
Going to Taiwan. So in terms of, we set the precedent for these negative things to happen, and we've allowed, the Congress have allowed it, the president to just be a totalitarian and just do whatever he wants to do without any kind of repercussions. And it's until the community, this nation rises up and say enough is enough. And we can't wait till the midterms. We cannot wait till the midterms. We have to do what we can now. We need to call our congressmen. We need to be vocal. We need to be heard. Again, like Indivisible has been marching in the streets, and and I participated in several of the events, and I've seen the biggest turnouts in a while in terms of as we talk about marches and mass displays of unity efforts in terms of trying to speak truth to power.
But they keep getting bigger.
Keep getting big. You know what? And I don't know if you noticed it, that all the marches I've seen, there's not a lot of us in it. We used to be the ones that led in these kinds of efforts. We were the ones that were vocal. We were the ones that spoke out. We were the ones that put our lives on the line. But in this occasion, in this time, we are visibly absent. Why do you think that is?
I think that's really out of pain. And the reason I say pain, I've talked to a lot of people of color, and they say because they didn't see the kind of support for Kamala Harris from other communities that they thought they should have received, that we should have received, that now they feel that people should be on their own who are under attack. And my response to them, Reverend, is that we look at history, and history tells us that if we don't support our Hispanic and Latino sisters and brothers, if we don't support people who are marginalized and are othered, that eventually the attack of the racists, the attack of the white supremacists, the attacks of the people who want to make America a white country is going to come around to us. So my goal, one of my goals in 2026 is to encourage more people of color to get involved in every peaceful, legitimate protest against power and against a president who doesn't want to play by the rules and who flouts the law. In NAACP, we have a partnership with Indivisible. Alice has been to several of our meetings I've had on the radio program, and I'm going to continue to encourage people to support that. In fact, there's a trio of bills in the Assembly, talking about current events, a trio of bills in the New Jersey Assembly that's going to be voted on hopefully in the lame duck session, which closes January 12th. And that trio of bills speaks to some of the things that's happened to our Hispanic and Latino brothers. I would caution African Americans to look at that. I have several people in my district, unfortunately, who told me that their new procedure before they leave home is to make sure they have their keys, make sure they check their purse or their wallet, whatever the preference is, to make sure they have their phone. But also they've added that they have to take their citizenship papers and their passport because they're afraid they might be picked up by ICE. That's unacceptable in our country, in our state. And I think that it bodes well if we join with our Hispanic and Latino sisters and brothers and anybody who was mistreated. Not only does it bode well, it's the right thing to do morally, theologically, and really strategically.
You know, this rise of nationalism in our nation, it puts everyone under threat, and we need to be mindful. We need to participate. We need to be a part, and we need to stay informed. We need to stay informed, knowing what the issues are, know how it impacts our neighborhood and our community. And we live in a time now when our community is so diverse, you know, that what affects one, it affects all. And we've got to do what we need to do. We are really grateful to have you, Mr. Shabazz. It's always great to have you in our program. And I'm really grateful that you always allow me to come and share on your program, NAACP program. Thank you for the great work that you do, not only as my city councilman and ward representative, 3rd Ward, the great ward, one of the greatest wards in Lang City, but also thank you for the leadership you give to the NAACP. I'd like to have any closing remarks before you leave, and again, we want to say thank you.
Again, thank you for having me, Reverend. I always enjoy coming on this program, and I appreciate your support and your leadership. 2 things, if I can close with. Please come to the Martin Luther King events that the Lang City NAACP is having on January 19th. Join us at 10:30 in the morning in front of Martin Luther King School Complex for the walk to Lieutenant Sheila Y. Oliver Plaza between City Hall and the County Building for a brief program. Then join us at St. James AME Church at 12 o'clock promptly, where our speaker will be Dr. Yusef Salaam, the re-elected councilperson in District 9 in New York City, and also a member of the Exonerated 5. And then if you are financially able, help us on our radiothon from 3 to 5, which is going to be on WEHA 88.7 and 100.3 FM, and all the funds collected will go to the operation of the Lang City branch of the NAACP, which is done by all volunteer staff, by the way. And lastly, let me get in a plug for our Freedom Fund. Our Freedom Fund this year is going to be Saturday, April 25th at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. And we are looking for our guest speaker to be, that time he will be the Lieutenant Governor Dale Caldwell, who, as you know, Pastor, is in addition to being a college president, he's a former New Brunswick School commissioner, and he is a United Methodist pastor, a great leader. And so we're looking for people to join us Saturday, April 25th, 2026 at Hard Rock. And again, thank you for having me.
Thank you. And since you remind me of that, I also want to invite you to Beth Israel Synagogue in Northfield for their Martin Luther King Day celebration. That's going to be 7 p.m. in the evening. I think it's 2501 Shore Road.
It is.
And we invite you to come and be a part of that. I'm speaking for that occasion, so we'd love to have you come.
That's Friday the 16th, right?
Friday the 16th. Amen. So we're really grateful for that opportunity. We look forward to having you. Thank you again for being a part of Kingdom Conversations, and we're really grateful for all of you, our listeners. And again, Happy New Year, and we'll see you the same time, same place. Good evening. And that wraps up another powerful episode of Kingdom Conversations, where faith meets life and purpose is revealed. We pray today's dialogue stirred your spirit, sparked your thinking, and strengthened your walk with God. Remember, the kingdom is not just a place where we're going, it's a way of living here and now. So stay rooted in the Word, stay connected in the community, and stay bold in your faith. If this episode blessed you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join the conversation online and help us spread the kingdom message far and wide. Until next time, keep seeking, keep growing, keep walking in kingdom purpose. God bless you, and we'll see you next time on Kingdom Conversations.